All right, hey, good morning, church. How you doing? I hope everyone is wide awake because you're going to take a little test. But no worries, this test is a fun one. This morning, what we're going to do is test your awareness. How good are you at noticing things? How observant are you? Let's find out.
How good are your powers of observation? The playing cards are going to be dealt from the top of the deck onto the table. How many red cards are dealt? If you said 15, congratulations. But did you see the secret message on the back of the cards?
All right, hey, did you get that? How'd you do? Not so great? Yeah, me either. We're going to try one more. Let's do another one here. Let's go.
To test just how much attention the attention-stealing design of the new Skoda Fabia actually steals, we left one parked on this ordinary road in West London. We wanted to see if its sharp crystalline shapes, bold lines, and lower, wider profile would attract the desired level of attention. Will the 17-inch black alloy wheels stop passers-by in their tracks? Will the angular headlights attract the attention of other road users? Will a crowd gather to check out its fresh, sporty look? Well, not quite. But did the attention-stealing design distract you from noticing that the entire street has been changing right before your very eyes? Don't believe us? Have another look. Did you spot the van changing to a taxi? How about the scooter changing to a pair of bicycles? Or the lady holding a pig? Let alone the fact that the entire street is now completely different. Didn't think so.
All right. Did you catch all those changes? Yeah, me either. Let's admit it. Paying attention is tough stuff. We're going to do this one more. Just one more. What if I told you you read the first line wrong? You also read the second line wrong and the third line wrong. Oops, I meant what I have told you, you read first line wrong. You also the read second line wrong and the third line wrong. What if I told you that I was wearing a different pair of glasses from when I first started this message? Anybody notice that? That's okay. Like I said, paying attention is tough stuff. Now, the book I'd like to recommend to you today isn't a science book about how you can improve your powers of observation. No, it is not about that. What it's about is about someone who actually does pay attention. It is called The Noticer, and it is written by Andy Andrews, and it is one of my most favorites. I have handed this book out many a time, and I have personally learned some very valuable life lessons from it. LGPA Hall of Fame golfer Nancy Lopez gave her endorsement saying, "This book is the best book I have ever read in my life." Well, that might be overdoing it, Nancy, but I wholeheartedly recommend that you read it. It is a wonderful little story, and it is just loaded with nuggets of truth and pearls of wisdom. It is not a long read, only 156 pages, so there's plenty of time to get this one in before the end of the summer, and you will be glad that you did. Here is a short summary, which I read online. The Noticer takes place in Orange Beach, Alabama. It is a simple town filled with simple people, but they all have their fair share of problems. Marriages teetering on the brink of divorce, young adults giving up on life, business people on the verge of bankruptcy, and many other obstacles that life just seems to dish out. Fortunately, when things look their darkest, a mysterious old man named Jones shows up. Jones is a unique soul with angelic-like qualities, communicating what he calls a little bit of perspective. Jones explains that he has been given a gift of noticing things about life that other people just miss. See, Jones is a man who pays attention. He notices things that most people overlook, even though these things are right in front of him, right in plain sight. And the big thing is that Jones uses what he notices to help other people. For example, Jones kind of befriends this 23-year-old homeless man, and he teaches him the value of having a positive perspective in spite of the circumstances. On one occasion, they are having lunch, eating a simple lunch on the beach, and the young man is frustrated, and he is just disappointed with life, specifically right now, this chintzy meal that they're sharing. And Jones picks up on this, and he says, "Son, you're sitting in the sand eating sardines and Vienna sausages, but I am dining on surf and turf with an ocean view. You see, son, whatever you focus upon increases." And I love that quote. It is good advice, and it is very practical too. I have that one written out, and it is taped up right by my desk. I have to often remind myself, whatever you focus upon increases. You think you're gonna have a bad day? Guess what? You will. It is practically guaranteed. When you only focus on the things that you don't have, you will find those wants increasing. If you focus on what's wrong, you're only going to find more of what's wrong. If you focus on the negative, it just snowballs. Everything is gray. The whole world is out to get you. Nothing ever goes right. Every day is terrible if you have trouble on your mind. However, the reverse is true. Proverbs 15:15. For those who have a cheerful heart, life is a continual feast. Ooh, that sounds good. A happy heart, a continual feast. How do you get in on that? Well, here's how. Whatever you focus upon increases. You think about such things. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about those things. And the God of peace will be with you. You see, the world is filled with beautiful things, and they are meant to point us to the goodness of God. So you gotta look around, take note, live gratefully. To quote John Piper, God is always doing 10,000 things in your life, and you may be aware of about 3 of them. See, God is blessing you abundantly. You have to notice your blessings. Whatever you focus on increases. It only gets bigger. That's a good word, and it works. And there's plenty more good stuff like that in the noticer. For example, Jones helps a guy who is filled with regret, and so he's just kind of stuck in the past. He also coaches a handful of college students, sharing with them the qualities to look for in a future spouse. He counsels an old woman who feels that she's kind of just outlived her usefulness. He mends a couple's broken marriage by teaching them better ways to communicate. He imparts wisdom to someone who's anxious and just is fearful of the future. On one occasion, Jones encounters an intense tight-fisted entrepreneur. And this guy is just chasing after the wind. He is spending all of his time, all of his energy trying to make more money. You know, he is stressed out about accumulating wealth and success and getting more stuff. He's always running and gunning, never home. And his relationship with his wife, who happens to be pregnant with their first child, is suffering. And on top of all that, the guy's just in poor shape, physically, emotionally, and he is heading for an early grave. What matters most, or what should matter most, is deteriorating right in front of his eyes. He is heading for disaster, but he can't see it. Oh, but Jones can see it. He could see it a mile away, and so he steps into this man's life and he offers a change of perspective. And I won't tell you much more, but I'll give you the punchline. Jones tells this misguided man that life is like a game of Monopoly. You may own hotels on Boardwalk, or you may be renting on Baltic Avenue. But in the end, it all goes back in the box. I think it's amazing that a person could lose everything chasing nothing. And that last part might sound a little familiar to you. Might sound like something Jesus said. And if you read the noticer, you'll quickly pick up that Jones says some stuff that sounds a whole lot like Jesus. And there's a reason for that, and I'll explain in just a bit. But here's the original. What good is it for a man to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourself treasures in heaven. Where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. The eye is the lamp of the body. And if your eyes are good, your whole body is going to be filled with light. But if your eyes are bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. So what are you looking at? What has your attention these days? What are you focused on? You don't have to worry all the time about what you eat and what you wear and what you look like and what you want to store up. Is not life more important than that? What are you looking at? Look at the birds. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Well, sure you are. You look at the birds. They are precious to God. Such a simple thing. Look at the birds. God feeds them and he cares for them. But you are so much more valuable and precious than they. You look at the birds. Have them preach to you. Birds are wonderful preachers, you know. I like the way Martin Luther put it. He said, I have one preacher that I love better than any other on earth. It is my tame little robin who preaches to me daily. I put some crumbs out of my windowsill, especially at night. He hops onto the windowsill when he wants his supply. He takes as much as he desires to satisfy his need. From thence, he always hops to a little tree close by. Then he lifts up his voice to God and sings his carol of praise and gratitude. And then he tucks his little head under his wing and goes fast to sleep, knowing that tomorrow can take care of itself. He is the best preacher I have on earth. You look at the birds, have them preach to you. You look at the birds and watch them eat. It's such an ordinary event that we don't even notice. But it's no accident that food is available. You're watching God's love in action. You know his love and his care, how he watches, how he cares, how he loves you. He is the ultimate noticer. He knows every sparrow. You get 2 for a penny. That's dirt cheap, pun intended. Practically worthless, but not to God. He knows when each one falls to the ground. And get this, even the very hairs on your head are all numbered by God. So don't be afraid. You're worth more than many sparrows. You look at the birds. You look to God. And then look at this too. When you go to Amazon to buy the noticer, pick up this one as well. You Are Special by Max Lucado. I'm very fond of this book. In fact, this is the first book that I've given to my grandson. I gave it to him at his baptism. It's a children's book. So read it to your children, read it to your grandchildren, but first, you should read it to yourself and see if you can take it to heart. It's a beautiful story. They read this one in Christian orphanages all over the world. And when they do, everyone cries. The children, the caregivers, they all weep. Because they see that they're not alone, that they have been made by a loving creator who doesn't make mistakes. They matter, and you matter. God sees you and knows you and loves you. He is the ultimate noticer. Look at the birds. You look at the Gospels. Whatever is true and right and excellent or praiseworthy, oh, it is there. It is there. Fix your eyes on Jesus. You look at the Gospels and have them preach to you. Jesus sees. He knows. He cares. Oh, preach, Gospel, preach. Okay. Oh, once upon a time, and not in a fairy tale kind of way, but in a real life kind of way, a bunch of parents wanted to take their kiddos to see Jesus and have him bless them. But before they could even get close, the disciples were showing them off. They said, come on, Jesus doesn't have time for any of this. But Jesus said, hold on there, boys. Let the little children come to me. They are the pride and joy of my kingdom. And then he took every one of them in his arms and he blessed them. And I bet he tickled a few of them too. You see, love pays attention. Preach, gospel, preach. Okay, another time, Jesus was passing through town and there was this little booger named Zacchaeus holing up in a tree, and which was fine with everybody else because they wouldn't want to be caught dead rubbing elbows with that scoundrel Zacchaeus. What a weasel. But Jesus noticed something that nobody else could see in Zacchaeus. You see, no one was off limits to Jesus. And he looked up and said, hey there, friend. I see you. What are you doing up there? Why don't you come down? Today's the day. You and I are going to have a little talk. Oh, well, later that afternoon, Jesus changed that whole man's life. Turned it all around. Because love pays attention. Preach, gospel, preach. Okay. And there was another time, a whole crowd of people, thousands of people. They were far from home and they were hungry and they looked so tired, so beat, so lost. They looked, like sheep without a shepherd. And the disciples, what they were looking at, they just saw a mob of misfits, and they tried to send them on their way. But Jesus looked at them, and the Gospels say that he was filled with compassion for them. His heart went out to them and for them. And so he had them all sit down, and why don't you rest? Then I'm going to make as many fish fillet sandwiches as you can handle. And Jesus, you see, he noticed people. He noticed because love pays attention. Keep preaching gospel. Okay. There was a widow, and she's on her way to the graveyard to bury her one and only son. And Jesus saw her. He stopped whatever he was doing, and he walked over here, and he showed that heartbroken woman and her son that he is the resurrection and the life, and he gave that boy back to his mama good as new. Because love pays attention. Preach gospel. Preach to us. Jesus was the ultimate noticer. A tax collector in need of a hope and a future, a fisherman needing a bigger and a better purpose. From now on, you're going to be a fisher of men, is what Jesus said to him. A woman at a well, thirsty for living water. A leprous man in need of cleansing, a Pharisee who is searching for the truth, a prostitute longing for real love and a fresh start, a blind beggar needing sight. Jesus saw them, every one of them. He saw them all because love pays attention. Can you handle some more gospel? Well, sure you can. And here it is. Jesus saw you. I'm talking you individually, you specifically, you. He saw you and the whole wide world in need of forgiveness. He saw our cross, and so he took it. He saw our grave, and so he took that too. And what's more, he rose again and has connected you to his resurrection and life. He chose you. Why? Why you? Why me? We don't deserve that kind of love. Exactly. That's the gospel. Oh, you don't think you're special? Well, let me tell you. You're worth more than quite a few sparrows. That Christ would die for you. That he saved you. That he cares for you. He sees you. You have a noticer. And now get this. The noticer has called you to be a noticer too. Because everyone needs a noticer. Everyone needs the noticer, especially those who are not connected to him. They need Jesus, but they just can't see. Do you know someone like that? Well, if you don't, start looking. Have compassion on them. But I want to give you a heads up. Most likely, they're probably not really interested right now in having the gospel preached to them. And they're probably not going to read their Bibles anytime soon. But here's the thing. They will read you. They will read you. If you notice them, they'll start to notice you. Do you have someone like that in your life who needs a little change of perspective? Well, if I have a suggestion for you for them, and here it is. 3 points. Buy the book. Read the book. Give it away. Buy the book. Read the book. Give it away. That's why it was written in the first place. Author Andy Andrews says, I wrote the noticer so that Christians could share it with their non-Christian friends. The book is based on biblical principles, but it doesn't overtly talk about Jesus. And I have found this to be an extremely effective way of reaching people with the gospel. We Christians talk a lot about being fishers of men. And every great fisherman knows that if you're going to catch a fish, you can't beat him over the head with a lure. So buy the book, read the book, and give it away. It's a good story. It really is. Because in the story, although it's hidden, it is a Jesus story. And people just fall in love with this character, Jones, and they wish there was someone like that. They think, wouldn't it be great if Jones was real? Oh, but he is. He absolutely is. There is somebody exactly like that, even better, in fact. And he is very real, and I know him. I know him. He's Jesus, and he is exactly what your heart has been looking for. Well, it's just about time for me to say amen. But before I do, just a quick recap. 2 points. 1, fix your eyes on Jesus and all the good that he is doing in your life. 2, keep a lookout for others, because that's what love does. It pays attention. Speaking of which, I have just one last eye test for you today, just like at the old eye doctor's office. Okay, I want everybody to stick your hand out like this. All right, I want you to put it over your eye. Right. Okay, tell me what you see. Are you ready? Can you see it? Can you read it? Is the message clear? If so, then amen.